Good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us. This is ASO Television News. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe. The headlines. President Tinubu approves upgrade of Federal Polytechnic Nasarawa to Specialized Federal University. Aviation Minister asks Peter Obi to apologize, pay airport parking fine. Federal government begins nationwide screening for 2026 artisan training program. The news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the upgrade of the Federal Polytechnic Nasarawa into the Federal University of Mining, Engineering and Technology Nasarawa. The upgrade is in line with President Tinubu's commitments to strengthening technical education, developing human capital, and unlocking Nigeria's vast solid minerals potentials. The approval followed a proposal by Senator Ahmed Wadada Aliyu, representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District, who made a case for the establishment of a specialized institution to harness Nasarawa State's comparative advantage in the solid mineral sector and support Nigeria's industrialization agenda. According to the presidential directive, the specialized university will provide world-class education, research, and innovation in mining, engineering, mineral processing, metallurgy, manufacturing, and emerging technologies, while producing the skilled workforce required to drive value addition, technological advancement, and sustainable exploitation of the nation's mineral resources. A statement by presidential spokesman Bayo Ononuga said the approval reflects President Tinubu's commitment to aligning Nigeria's tertiary education system with national development priorities under the Renewed Hope agenda by establishing specialized institutions that address the country's economic needs and leverage its competitive advantages. The President has directed the Federal Ministry of Education, the National Universities Commission, NUC, and other relevant agencies to commence the processes necessary to implement the conversion in accordance with applicable laws and regulations. President Bola Tinubu has expressed delight over the successful rescue of abducted children and teachers from Orire community in Obomosho, Oyo State, commending the military, the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Nigerian Police Force for ending their 56-day captivity. The president said the security operation led to the arrest of 8 suspected abductors, while several others were neutralized, describing the outcome as a major relief for the victims, their families, and the nation. In a statement issued on Friday by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, President Tinubu praised the security agencies for what he described as their tireless efforts in securing the victims' release. He also sympathized with the children, teachers, and their families over the trauma they endured during the prolonged ordeal. The president further commended the Oyo State government for its cooperation with the federal government throughout the rescue operation and urged the states to strengthen security around schools to prevent similar incidents. President Tinubu also directed emergency response agencies to work with the Oyo State government to provide the rescued children and teachers with all necessary medical care and relief support as they recover from the ordeal. Now, in a similar vein, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has welcomed the rescue of pupils and teachers abducted in Orire local government area of Oyo State, commending the efforts that led to their freedom after weeks in captivity. In a statement issued on Friday by its National Publicity Secretary, Comrade Ini Imenebong, the PDP described the victims' return as a welcome development. The opposition party noted that while the circumstances surrounding the rescue had not been fully disclosed, every individual and institution that contributed to the operation deserved the commendation. The PDP further described the abduction as a tragic reminder of the security challenges confronting the country, stressing that educational institutions should remain safe spaces for learning. According to the party, no child or teacher should be forced to endure such an ordeal simply for pursuing education. The party also urged the federal government to take stronger measures to curb insecurity and prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. In another development, the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BORN, has welcomed with great excitement the news of the successful rescue of school children and teachers who were kidnapped in the Orire local government area of Oyo State. BORN Executive Secretary Dr. Yemisi Bamboshe, in a statement, said the entire security apparatus of the country deserves commendation for demonstrating a high level of operational competence during the rescue mission. The statement saluted the bravery and professionalism of the nation's gallant officers. According to the statement, BORN congratulates President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his exemplary political will and commends Governor Sheyi Makinde and the people of Oyo State for their diligent cooperation with security agencies, which was instrumental to the success of the operation. Bonfola called on the leadership of the Nigerian military, Nigerian Police Force, Department of State Services, DSS, and other security agencies to sustain the strong inter-agency collaboration that yielded this positive outcome. President Bola Tinubu has retained Vice President Kashim Shettima as his running mate for the 2027 presidential election. Topsy Gimba tells us more.
Submitting the nomination form of the joint ticket to the National Working Committee of the party, the special advisor to the president on political matters, Alhaji Ibrahim Masari, said President Bola Tinubu will win the 2027 elections. He rallied on the party members and indeed in Nigerians to support President Bola Tinubu and Shettima joint ticket in 2027.
On behalf of our father, the father of the nation, the current president, and inshallah, the incoming president, come January 2027, I am here to submit on his behalf, to submit the nomination form, duly completed, and signed with the sworn affidavit, Mr. President and the Vice President.
Receiving the nomination form of the joint ticket, the APC National Chairman, Professor Nantawo Yilwada, said Nigerians are ready to vote for President Bola Tinubu in 2027. He said over 12 million registered voters of the party are ready to vote for President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election.
If you doubt the members of APC, doubt your international passport, doubt your driver's license, doubt any data you have around you, doubt almost everything you have. We are the only political party that have verified members. We already have 10.9 million members of APC that voted for Mr. President. So we are waiting for the addition. We can only add to that 10.9 million votes. Therefore, we are going to work door to door, house to house. We mobilize from state to state, from all corners of the country, to ensure that we turn en masse in January to return Mr. President in 2027.
Earlier, the National Organizing Committee, Alhaji Suleiman Argungu, and the chairman of APC Progressive Governors Forum, Governor Hope Ozudimma, they spoke of the party's readiness for the 2027 presidential election.
And to tell you how committed the leadership of the party is in working with all organs of the party to ensure success in the next coming campaigns and subsequent election by the grace of God. I want to also assure you of the commitment of the party to carry everybody along to ensure we succeed in the general elections that is coming.
To grow our party from strength to strength, our commitment to support the efforts of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and the way he is driving the affairs of our great country. We will continue to support his achievements, policies and programs for the larger interests of Greater Nigeria.
Speaking of the submission of the nomination form, the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Barrister Felix Moka, said the Muslim ticket exists at the realm of speculation, but does not with the party. He said President Bola Tinubu and his Vice President Kashim Shettima will win on the joint ticket.
We wait. When we have the moment and the facts, we act. Today is the APC acting as we do to tell Nigerians that we're now on our way to submitting the INEC nomination forms on behalf of Mr. President and Mr. Vice President. Vote. I mean, if you have 11.9 million, that's 12 million, quite frankly. So, we have a massive support base, which we're hoping will play into the decisions for the next election, not just for the president and the vice president, but for all of the contested offices.
The submission of the joint nomination form witnessed the presence of the governors of Borno, Kaduna, Kano, Adamawa, and Benue states. Topsy Gimba reporting for ASO Television News.
Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima has said that ongoing reforms in Nigeria's public procurement system have yielded positive results, saving the federal government more than 1.1 trillion naira in 2025, among other benefits. VP Shettima disclosed this on Friday while declaring open the 2026 Federal Permanent Secretary's Retreat in Ekotekmene, Akwa Ibom State, represented by the chairman of the Federal Civil Service Commission, Professor Tunji Olaoba. The Vice President said the ongoing transformation of the Bureau of Public Procurement was among the federal government's most significant institutional reforms, with 23 strategic initiatives already introduced to improve transparency, accountability, and fiscal discipline. He reaffirmed the federal government's commitments to strengthen transparency, accountability, and fiscal discipline as part of efforts to improve governance and accelerate national development. Organized by the Bureau of Public Procurement in conjunction with the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, with the theme Strengthening Procurement Leadership and Accountability for Effective Budget Execution and National Development. The retreat is a high-level forum of leadership at the apex of the Federal Public Service. The chairman of Kwali Area Council, Mr. Nuhu Dino Kwali, has swiftly deployed a joint security team to Kilangwa community following a clash between herders and farmers that claimed the life of a farmer on Thursday. The chairman, accompanied by security operatives, visited the family of the deceased in Kilangwa to commiserate with them before proceeding to inspect properties destroyed during the incident. He also visited the Fulani settlement in the affected community as part of efforts to assess the situation and restore peace. In response to the crisis, Mr. Daniel Nuhu Kwali directed the immediate deployment of a joint security team comprising personnel of the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police Force, the Department of State Services, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Vigilante Group of Nigeria. The security team has been mandated to assess the security situation, restore normalcy, prevent further breakdown of law and order, and reassure residents of the council's unwavering commitment to the protection of lives and property. The chairman further directed all security agencies to work in close collaboration to maintain peace, safeguard the community, and ensure that those responsible for the disturbance are identified and brought to justice in accordance with the law. Mr. Nuhu Dino Kwali reaffirmed his administration's commitment to the safety and security of all residents, urging members of the public to remain calm, cooperate with security personnel, and continue to support efforts aimed at sustaining lasting peace across Kwali Area Council. The Asset and Projects Verification Committee of Gwagwalada Area Council has extended the fiscal documents verification exercise for contractors to Wednesday next week. Chairman of the committee, Engineer Momo Chido Ogu, announced it during an interview with ASU Radio and Television in Gwagwalada. Our correspondent, Abdullah Mukhtar, tells us more.
The contractors' document verification exercise by the Asset and Project Verification Committee, which was earlier scheduled to end on Friday, the 10th of this month, has been extended to Wednesday next week to ensure that all concerned stakeholders are carried along in the spirit of fairness and justice. The chairman of the committee, Engineer Momochido Ogo, said the exercise has recorded an impressive response, with over 200 contractors having so far verified their document out of more than 300 expected participants. He, however, noticed that some of the submitted documents were incomplete.
From the record we have here, they are up to 300 and something. There are some that their documents are not even complete. From our record we have here, and what we have gotten so far, though it's reasonable, but some are coming with incomplete documents, saying their Oga travel abroad and they don't have access to those documents.
Engineer Momo added that most developers and technical partners are yet to appear before the committee, a development that necessitated the extension of the verification exercise until Wednesday next week.
We don't want to be taken unaware, so that we'll have a good report. We will now find it necessary that we'll extend it from Monday to Wednesday for them, and to make sure they will be around, we have officially communicated to them, so that individual companies have been communicated for them to be available within fine. That is Monday to Friday.
He called on all affected contractors, consultants, and technical partners to take advantage of the extension and present themselves before the committee, stressing that after the deadline, members of the committee will proceed to project site for physical verification before compiling and submitting their final report.
It will be good for all of them to take this advantage so that they come for the verification of their documents, the business they have done with the council, either through technical partners or as a developer, for us to have first-hand information from them.
As of the time of filing this report, contractors, consultants, and technical partners were still trooping to the verification venue with their documents, while committee members continue to attend to them to ensure the assignment is completed within the 6-week time frame. Abdullahi Mukhtar, ASO Television News.
You are watching ASO Television News. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. Still to come, Aviation Minister asks Peter Obi to apologize, pay airport parking fine. Stay with us, don't go away. We'll be right back.
From June 11th till July 19th, everything fit way. The FIFA World Cup 2026 go happen. Touchlight all 104 matches on top 4 correct channels. Sharply grab your GoTV decoder, GoTenna plus 1 month jolly for only 15,000 naira. Live on Super Sport, only on GoTV.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, says former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi should publicly apologize to airport staff and pay a 25,000 naira fine over an alleged parking violation at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. In a statement, the minister said an internal investigation, including a review of CCTV footage, was conducted following Obi's claim that his vehicle was unjustly clamped as part of a persecution campaign against him. According to Keyamo, the footage showed Obi's vehicle was left unattended for about 30 minutes in a designated drop-off zone, creating what he described as a security risk. He further alleged that the vehicle was released without payment of the prescribed fine after Obi spoke with airport officials by phone. The minister dismissed claims that the incident was politically motivated and called on Obi to publicly apologize to airport workers and voluntarily pay the fine within 1 week, warning that the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria could take further action if the demands are not met. Stakeholders in Nigeria's tourism industry have called for stronger collaboration, improved professionalism, and greater investment in domestic tourism to unlock the sector's full potential. The call was made at the 10th Annual General Meeting and Conference of the Nigeria Association of Tour Operators, NATOP, held in Lagos under the theme Unlocking Nigeria's Tourism Potential, Strengthening Tour Operators for Sustainable Destination Development. The conference brought together key players in the tourism industry to discuss strategies for strengthening tour operators, promoting domestic tourism, and positioning Nigeria as a competitive global destination. The Director General of the National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism, Are Abisoye Fagade, attended the event, reaffirming the Institute's commitment to professional training, capacity building, and strategic partnerships aimed at developing a skilled, sustainable, and globally competitive tourism sector. The National Commandant, Peace Corps of Nigeria, Dr. Dixon Ako, has said the Corps management is on the high. I take that story again. The National Commandant, Peace Corps of Nigeria, Dr. Dixon Ako, says that the Peace Corps management is on the high-level discussion with the present administration to reintegrate personnel in the current proposed state police. Dr. Ako stated this during a media briefing to commemorate the 28 years existence of the Peace Corps in the country. Tapsi Gimba has the details.
The National Commandant Peace Corps of Nigeria, Dr. D. Sanako, said the organization has contributed immensely in the area of insecurity in the country. Dr. Ako said the personnel of the organization are found in all the states of the Federation and the FCT supporting in many areas in rural communities. He disclosed that Peace Corps of Nigeria has over 187,000 personnel trained to provide security and serve as informants to relevant authorities. According to him, that the organization is in high talks with the President Bola Tinubu-led administration to engage the personnel in the current state police proposal.
Acting on the grassroots information network, our personnel are equipped to gather and transmit localized security data directly to the Conventional Security Agency and the Office of the National Security Advisor, ensuring swift, preemptive action against emerging threats before they escalate. Our deployment model provides immediate relief to overstressed conventional force by absorbing neighborhood watch, through safety, and soft-level management burden, thereby allowing the military and the police to focus on combat and high-level policing.
He explained that Peace Corps of Nigeria has already gone through legislative processes to become legal organization in Nigeria.
While our journey has been so challenging, I urge you to remain disciplined, focused, and not inspired by the temporary hurdles. Drawing inspiration from a former American president, Franklin D. Roosevelt, remember that the only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our God for today.
The National Commandant urged the personnel to remain a disciplined corps, resilient and committed to the goals of the organization. Topsy Gimba, reporting for ASO Television News.
The air component of Operation Harden K has destroyed a major ISWAP enclave and logistics hub during a precision airstrike in Borno State, dealing another blow to terrorist operations in Nigeria's northeast. Security sources say the operation was carried out on Friday at Yaganari in the Gezuwa area after credible intelligence revealed that insurgents were regrouping and stockpiling logistics for planned attacks. Intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions confirmed the presence of terrorist structures, logistics facilities, and the movement of fighters. Before Nigerian Air Force aircraft executed a series of precision strikes on the targets. The strikes destroyed the identified terrorist infrastructure and neutralized several insurgents operating within the enclave, significantly disrupting their operational capability. Military sources say battle damage assessment is ongoing, while aerial surveillance has been intensified to prevent surviving terrorists from regrouping and to support ongoing ground operations under Operation Harden K. The Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON, has disclosed plans to rekindle the presidential debate ahead of the 2027 general elections through its Nigeria Election Debate Group. Chairman of BON, Tony Akiotu, made this disclosure while receiving the leadership of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, led by its president, Dr. Ikene Leaku, on a courtesy visit to the BON Secretariat in Garaki, Abuja. Daniel Obi tells us more. That report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. Now, support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's second-term bid gathered momentum in the Federal Capital Territory as Yoruba leaders and supporters from the 6 area councils and 62 wards formally launched the Yoruba Forum for Asiwaju in Abuja. Subra Usman tells us more.
The convener of the forum and senior special assistant to the president on community engagements, North Central, Dr. Mrs. Abiodun NCS, said the movement was established to strengthen grassroots mobilization and encourage greater political participation among Yoruba residents in the FCT ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Indigenous person was recognized and given appointed by Mr. President, a begging man or Honorable Sakwane Gisaro. This is the first time an indigenous persons are represented in the Federal Executive Council of Nigeria. So all the indigenous don't have any choice than to support who? Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A good time deserves another.
The chairman of the All Progressive Congress in the FCT, Mr. Tanko Ishaku Yamau, described the gathering as the largest assembly of the Yoruba community, pledging the party's support for the forum's mobilization ahead of the 2027 polls. The FCT coordinator of Renew Hope, ambassadors and former chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council, Abdullahi Adamu Kandido, praised the Yoruba community for its unity and contribution to nation building.
To ensure Mr. President come back again, we will do it. We must not allow anybody to intimidate us. With the indigenous of the FCT, the Bagis and whoever tribe that we have in FCT, we do not have any reason not to support Mr. President because we have never had it so good other than this time. And therefore the Yorubas come and join us so that we make sure that the president is delivered again.
The convener also announced the donation of 5 million naira by the forum to support the activities of the FCT Renew Hope ambassadors.
Only one person, and that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I must not take without acknowledging the support of one very strong person, and that's one of my leaders, the leader of the youths in this country, Barrister Sheyi Tinubu.
The event concluded with the inauguration of coordinators for Abuja North, Abuja South, the 6 area councils and the 62 wards alongside various groups. Highlight of the event was empowerment of 15 market women with money to support their businesses.
The federal government has commenced the process of selecting a new batch of artisans for advanced technical training under its Skill Up Artisans program, with the Industrial Training Fund announcing a nationwide screening exercise aimed at producing globally competitive craftsmen and technicians. The move comes as the government intensifies efforts to build a globally competitive workforce and reduce dependence on foreign artisans in critical sectors of the economy. The screening exercise, which will be conducted across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, aims to verify the eligibility, competence, and practical experience of shortlisted candidates before their admission into the next phase of the training program. The development was disclosed in a statement issued on Saturday in Abuja by the Director of Press and Public Relations of the ICF, Thomas Ngo. According to the fund, the exercise will be conducted in 2 phases to ensure smooth participation across the country. Artisans from the North, Central, Northwest, and Northeast geopolitical zones will be screened between July 14th and July 17th, 2026, while those from the Southeast, Southwest, and South-South zones will undergo screening from July 21st to July 24, 2026. To ensure accessibility and broad participation, the exercise will take place simultaneously across the 3 senatorial zones in each state and the Federal Capital Territory. And that does it all on the news at 3. But before we go, let's take a recap of one of our major stories again. We told you that President Bola Tinubu has approved the upgrade of the Federal Polytechnic Nasarawa into the Federal University of Mining, Engineering and Technology, Nasarawa State. That's the news. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.